joining all Nagaland State Government Employees Federation National Strike Luija Oporde, the Confederation of State Service Employees Association, FONSESA, NSSA, N.F-ASA and NPS Federation Canberra National Strike Day participate Gurigina Aji press conference ekta Canssea office Kohima de Luija bole ase aro Canssea do ekta representative body ekta ase government employees kan laga concern olibi service related issues laga take up kuri thaka laga association ekta ase aro dakan aji press conference yate Kohima de Luija opor de ami kan details pra sawo aro yate employees kan ahigena press conference de opor de dakan la charter demands of Nagaland laga 5 charter demands dakan explain kurula ase 11 charter demands national level lagabi takan highlight kurula se ahibi etu opor de details report para sai sawo.
Good morning, friends. Respected our advisor Dr. Ilan, advisor Canssea, respected representative from sister associations, the FONSESA, the N.F-ASA, the NSSA, and the Nagaland MPS Forum, and all the media fraternity for joining us on this day, the 9th of July, the national strike called by All Indian State Government Employees Federation, in short, AISGEF. So, in Nagaland, in our state, the Canssea, along with all the 4 sister associations, we are organizing this national strike in solidarity with national strike called by the AISGEF. And so today, on this day, there are 11 charter point of demands at the national level. And here in our state, the Canssea, along with the sister association, has decided to place 5 point of charter of demands to the state government through our Chief Secretary, Nagaland. So, on my right are the 11 point charter of demands at the national level, but for the state of Nagaland, we have decided to place 5 point charter of demands, which is placed on my left side. So, I just want to briefly highlight what are the points that we are going to place to the government of Nagaland for the welfare of the state employees. So let me briefly highlight it, and then in the midst of interaction, the colleagues from Canssea as well as from the sister associations, they will enlighten the media for a better coverage to our employees in the state. So let me quickly highlight the 5 charters of demands, which we are going to place it to the government of Nagaland through our respected Chief Secretary of Nagaland. So I'll just read out the 5 point charter of demands. One is repeal PRADA Act, scrap MPS/UPS, direct the fund managers to return the amount deposited to the state governments, bring all subscribers under EPS 95 to define benefit pension system. That is just in simple to roll back from MPS to OPS that my colleagues will give in details later. Second is constitute the state pay commission ensuring the 8 central pay commission benefits, ensure periodical pay revisions once in 5 years. So our demand is that the state should constitute state pay commission for the upcoming 8 ROP in timely implementation of 8 ROP, and then at the same time the demand is the revision in every 5 years from 10 years. That is 2. 3, implement a comprehensive health insurance scheme with government support, ensuring cashless treatment in all hospitals to pensioners and employees, including the contractual employees. So that is the central demand. So that is mainly to do with a larger coverage to the employees nationwide. And here, the fourth charter of demand for our state is mostly related to our state of Nagaland. That is, improve all the impaneled district hospitals under CMHIS in the state of Nagaland with better facilities. That is our addition charter of demands that we have placed to the government of Nagaland. Here is to do with to have a better facilities and good infrastructure in far-flung districts in Nagaland. So to cover up the maximum employees' needs. Then fifth is implement in toto the eligibility criteria for induction or selection to the IS cadre of Nagaland as per the vacancy circular number PRA dated Kohima the 10th March 2025. That is the Canssea. This is also concerned to a state alone. So this is the Canssea along with the sister association, the so-called the core committee comprising of other three sister associations, the FONSESA, the N.F-ASA, the NSSA, along with the Canssea. They have a core committee. They are taking up the issues with regard to IS inductions. So these are the 5 charters of demands that we are going to place it to the government of Nagaland through the respected Chief Secretary of Nagaland today after this media conference.
We, the government employees serving under the government of Nagaland appointed after 1st January 2010 are covered under the NPS. And the government servants appointed before 1st January 2010 are covered under the Old Pension Scheme, OPS. We have initiated and started this movement way back in 2022. The main objectives of our movement is to justify equal rights and equal benefits to the employees of the state government of Nagaland. In the OPS, it is defined as pension benefits, where an employee does not contribute any money towards the pension fund, but he or she gets benefited with pension salary, 50% of his or her last drawn salary after retirement. But we, the NPS employees, after serving for 35 years, we contribute 10% of our monthly salary every month towards the pension fund. But in the end, after our retirement, we are not sure whether we are going to get pension or not. The NPS system have not fixed any percentage or not assured any guaranteed pension to any of our NPS employees. So we have started this movement and we are appealing, requesting the government to consider our appeal, to consider our request and scrap NPS and restore OPS. Today, the All India State Governments Employees Federation, AISGEF, has called this national protest. They are also strongly demanding the central government to repeal PFRDA Act and to scrap NPS, restore OPS. Likewise, I, on behalf of the Nagaland NPS Forum, we also want to appeal and request our dear Nagaland government to kindly consider and scrap NPS, restore OPS for the benefits and welfare of the employees and the citizens of Nagaland. We have submitted several representations to the Chief Secretary, but the government is not responding so far till date. And that totally depends on the government whether they want to respond or not, but I hope and believe that the government is wise enough as a welfare state that they will consider and act for the welfare and benefit of the employees. But if at all the government is not responding to our demands, to our appeal, then that depends on the employees of our state Nagaland. In what action, in what way we will take steps, and so we will keep on fighting until our demand is fulfilled. We will continue this fight. Today we are here on behalf of the AIGFs. Yes, they have called this protest, but for sure we will also take another steps of agitation, strikes, or any steps that will fulfill our demands.
In fact, what he wants to say is that we have been very patient, giving time to the government as a good employee. But even a good employee runs, at one point of time, patience runs out. So I hope the government keeps in mind that they take action before the patience runs thin. This NPS was implemented from 1st of January 2010. Okay. When the employees who were appointed after that date, they had no say in it. It was already implemented. They were forced to take it. When you join government service after 1st of January 2010, there was no option. If you are to join government service, you have to take it. So upon joining, it has been realized that there is certain section of employees who without contribution are going to have a secure future, timely pension. And then those appointed after 1st of January 2010, they realized their pension is not secure. As per the Act, everything is to be deposited, and then it is market-based. There is no assurance. Now what is happening is, employees die after 2-3 years of service or even 5 years of service. Family pensions, they are not receiving. What we have heard is, some people are getting 3,000, 4,000 per month. How do you expect a family to survive with 3,000 to 4,000 rupees? Whereas in the old system, there was the family pension system. When an employee died, even after 1 year of service, regular service, then the family is secured. Like he said, it is a welfare state. When we are putting all our duties, our effort into serving the government, it is the duty of the government to also look into the welfare of the employees, right? So, just to answer your question, employees have no say after 1st of January 2010. We are forced to take it.
According to the data that we received from the treasuries last financial year, there are 1,028 employees, NPS employees, whose account is still nil. And we have recently visited the treasuries and accounts, and we have also meet them and highlighted to restore back and to deposit the money in the timely. And also, according to the data that we received last financial year, the treasuries and accounts have informed us that an amount of rupees around approximately 200 plus amount is still deficit, yet to be uploaded in our NPS system. That is what we were informed. 200 crores. 200 crores. The amount is still missing.
Supplementing on this PFRDA Act, the All India State Government Employees Federation is seized of the matter and have been fighting that the central government scraps this PFRDA Act. Now, 8 states in India have rolled back into the old pension system. Whereas, for Nagaland, though we have been fighting, requesting the government, still the government is yet to take a call. The problem here is, we also understand that our state is a welfare state, and therefore, we are requesting that the government takes a call that it gives benefits to the employees. At present, there are around 35,000 NPS subscribers. So every year it is growing. And if it doesn't roll back into the old pension system, then the future of the employees are very bleak. Here, the All India Government State Employees Association Federation have called for scrapping this PFRDA Act because they know that there is no future. There is no future for the employees. And this is the #1 demand for the last 3 years. And until and unless the government rolls back this one, the state, All India State Government Employees Federation will leave no stone unturned, and therefore, along with the Central Federation, the Canssea being an affiliated member, along with the sister associations, we are also fighting that this NPS is rolled back into OPS. And we are requesting again the government that they should take a call. They should take a call for the future of the employees in Nagaland. Taking this opportunity, we would like to thank the media friends. Media friends are our legs, our hands, and our minds. We would like to say thank you on behalf of the Canssea and the sister associations. And we would like to appeal to the government in regards to the service delivery system of the Chief Minister's Health Insurance Scheme. CMHIS is a very, very good scheme given by the government, and would like to say thank you to the government for giving us cashless treatment for all the employees as well as the pensioners. But of late, for around 6 months, it is very sad to say that most of the empaneled hospitals are declining the card, the CMHIS card. The CMHIS card have been declined by most of the hospitals in Nagaland. And therefore, today, through this platform, we would like to request the government that cashless treatment should go very nicely right up to all the districts in the state of Nagaland. It should be cashless as well as ensure service delivery to the remotest corners of Nagaland. And we would like to appeal to the government that we, the employees, being the highest numbers of the CMHIS, would like to strongly appeal that not just in words, but in deed, that the government have to give us the service delivery system. Ensure that very good services are given to the patients. Here it is not just getting outside treatment of the state, but we would like to appeal to the government, because 95% and above of the employees, the CMHIS card holders, are treated in Nagaland. And therefore, infrastructure and medical facility giving service delivery to the CMHIS card holders have to be improved by any means. And this is our appeal, that the government will surely ensure that better service delivery system to the CMHIS card holders are ensured.
I am from the Nagaland Secretariat Service. In the beginning, I interjected when you guys were talking about the NPS. I did not have the time to actually greet you people. So, good morning. Thank you to all the leaders here from the different organizations, fellow officers, and as well as the media brothers and sisters who are here. We thank your presence here and for highlighting our issues. One issue which is here is that point number 5, induction into the IAS. This has been reflected in the newspapers also, I think, a couple of times. You may be aware, you may not be aware. But our state government has 3 posts reserved for the non-SCS. Non-SCS meaning non-state civil service, for induction into the IAS. This is a selection process where officers from other services, apart from the NCS, the NPS, the Nagaland Forest Service, and the judicial services, can apply for induction into the IAS service. Okay. Now coming to the genealogy, I would like to say this. One vacancy circular was issued on the 10th of March this year. This was as a result of retirement of one incumbent IAS officer. Now what happened was the government had issued the vacancy circular inviting applications and candidates. Now it was very surprising that they had given a time limit of 15 days, including the date from the date of publication, issue of notification. After all the applications had been received by the government, that is the PNR department, one day after the deadline, the government decided to withdraw the vacancy circular. And I would like to read out something. The eligibility criteria for induction into the IAS is such: he should belong to the state government of Nagaland. He should have outstanding merit and ability. That is criteria number 1. He should hold a gazetted post in a substantive capacity. 2. And he should have completed not less than 8 years of continuous service in the rank of deputy collector. As well as the most important criteria was only officers who were recruited through the Nagaland Public Service Commission can apply for induction into the IAS. That was the initial eligibility criteria. But one day after the deadline, on the 25th, the government decided to withdraw the vacancy circular for reasons best known to them. And we have a core committee specifically for dealing with certain issues, a core committee of 4 associations, sister associations. We had written to the government asking why this vacancy circular was withdrawn. Initially they did not reply, and a cabinet meeting was held on the 27th. Okay. And the cabinet decided to re-advertise the post as per guidelines and notifications of the Government of India. That is the IAS Regulation of 1954, IAS Regulation of 1997. Now the IAS regulations are very simple. It spells out the first 3 criteria only. That he should be of outstanding merit, should hold a substantive post, and should have been in the post of deputy collector for 8 years. It does not say anything about NPSC or the state civil services. And I'm sure the UPAC is not going to spell out every single thing that is there. But it is understood that people who come through properly recruited means through the Public Service Commissions are to be encouraged into the IAS. However, when the cabinet decided to remove, in effect, when the cabinet decided to go as per the Government of India regulation, it means that the most important criteria of NPSC automatically got deleted. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that now it is open for anybody. People who were appointed into service irregularly without going through the mandated recruitment process like the NPSC or any other examination, they were given the door. In fact, the government paved a highway for any Tom, Dick and Harry, irrespective of the nature of entering into service, to aspire to enter into a service which is one of the most prestigious services in the country. And it is a policy-making post. I do not want to say that this is a conspiracy, because we believe that the government is there to do good for the people. It wants to promote merit, transparency, meritocracy. That is what we feel. And we have been writing again and again. In fact, we have written 2 times to the government to actually restore the first vacancy circular where the NPSC clause is there. so that people who come through the right process of recruitment, only they should be given the chance to, aspire and be selected into the IAS. Because at the end of the day, they are going to hold responsible government positions, they will be making policies. I don't want to cast aspersions, but what can we expect from people who come through illegal means into service? They may be regularized, but merit begins from the day you enter service through a competitive exam. Otherwise, what is the point of having a UPSC exam for entry into IAS? UPSC would not be conducting exams, they are selecting the best of the best from across the country. And I'm sure such a thing does not exist in other states because their governments, I have not come across a certain instance where, governments have been pushing and promoting illegally or irregularly appointed officers into the IAS. Of course, we have precedents also, but precedents doesn't mean it has to be followed year after year. We have to improve. If we have to go by precedents, that means we were headhunters, proud headhunters at one point of time. We should be headhunting now. We should be legal. But that is not the point. We have to improve as per the modern times that we are living in. Now every student who is studying to be an officer, they are studying hard because it is through merit only. So my appeal to the government is that, in fact not my appeal, the appeal of the core committee as well as the 4 associations is that it must have been a misguided, honest mistake on the part of the government. They must have been misguided, who knows, whereby a loophole has been left. And maybe they do not realize, or maybe they have realized. But we appeal to the government key to restore the vacancy circular as it was issued on the 10th of March 2025 by not removing the clause of NPSC so as to, give credibility to the post of IAS. We do not care whoever occupies the post as long as he or she is initially appointed through the public service commissions or through a properly conducted examination. I would like to add one more thing. The IAS regulation are statutory rules, okay. But state governments have the power to strengthen statutory rules, whether it is an act of parliament, whether it is an act of the central government or anything, they can strengthen. There is a judgment of the Supreme Court which has ruled in favor that it is Ashok Kumar Agarwal versus Union of India 2013. You can Google and check. In the recruitment process, it is not that we follow ditto that has been subscribed by the central government. If there are ways and means to strengthen those rules by supplementing it, then the state government can very well do it. In fact, they have done it by inserting the IAS, the NPSC clause. It was inserted even in the year 2020, and there was no problem then. Suddenly, they are having a problem now. We do not know why. And we believe that it has, and we want to believe that there is no ulterior motive behind it. But still, it has left a highway open for any Tom, Dick and Harry to jump into it. That's all.
In regard to this fifth charter of demands, as our colleague has already shared in details, but we just simply submitting the memorandum or representation doesn't end there. but there are still steps to carry forward if the government is in action to the demands of the core committee. So in the coordination committee, we have decided that if the government is in action to our demands to take up the first circular vacancy by the PNR dated 10 March, then the Canssea, along with that Federating other sister associations, and then we are also asking a letter to the other sister association who are not yet affiliated to this core committee to jointly go for different form of protest, maybe a form of agitation, maybe slowly we'll keep up the momentum. So as of now, we are going to submit a reminder letter to the government of Nagaland to look into or to consider the demands by the core committee. But if that is not been taken up, then the Canssea, along with the core committee, as said, we are going to have a protest rally to show our resignation to the government in action to the demands. So the first protest has been decided in the core committee. We will go for wearing a black ribbons just to express our resignation. That will be the first step. And the next course of action will be decided later with the decision or with the steps taken by the government of Nagaland. The momentum will keep flow. So it's not end up there. And then at the same time, coming to the queries asked for how long the MPS will wait. The specific waiting period is not there, but as you have said, the All Indian State Government Employees Federation will keep on rolling the agitations, and then the Canssea, along with all the sister association, will also follow the ball rolling till our target or till our demands is achieved at the central as well as in the state of Nagaland. So that's what I want to say.
Nagaland TV, Sob Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.